what? You guys think he died from a drug overdose? You're wrong. You're wrong. Literally.
Okay, so remember when everyone thought Ali Lahi was just out here clout chasing and making stuff up? Yeah, well, that might not be the case anymore because buckle up, brand new audio of Juice 5 Word's actual final words just dropped, and honey, it's flipping the entire narrative on its head. Like, was this truly an overdose? Or did something way darker go down? Some are even whispering that his own label might have had a hand in his tragic end. Let's unravel what really went down in those final heartbreaking moments and the emotional storm that followed. For years, Juice WRLD's death has been wrapped in controversy, rumors, and pain, but when it comes to his last words, whew, that's where things get really emotional because there are two stories. One that he shared publicly with his fans, and one that he allegedly said in private just before his fatal seizure. Let's rewind to his final performance at Festival Hall in Melbourne, Australia. November 29th, 2019, just 9 days before the world lost him. That night, he poured his heart out. His message was raw, real, and honestly, unforgettable.
I have some advice to give you before we part ways. Listen, I want to tell y'all that y'all could do whatever the you want to do in this life. Whether you want to be a rapper, an actor, a doctor, a lawyer, whatever the you want to be, you can do that. So go out there, put in the work and do that.
That moment, pure emotion. He was up there showing love, really connecting with his fans, telling them to keep dreaming no matter what. But behind closed doors, the whispers online painted a very different picture. Reddit was on fire with alleged claims. Some posts swore Juice's last words were to Ali Lahi herself, saying, "Ali, I don't feel good, Ali," just before everything went dark. But Ali? She clapped back hard. She called those claims cap, saying not only were they factually wrong, but no one had any real receipts to prove it. So what do we know for sure? Well, one thing that did hit us all like a punch to the gut was what Juice WRLD's best friend shared in a gut-wrenching interview.
And like that conversation just bit me in the ass so hard because I think about it all the time now. And like Carlton, when that shit happened, he spoke to me about that conversation. I'm just like it definitely trained me, but like I don't think it's something I could have been trained for as much as I thought.
He revealed they'd had deep convos about death and legacy not long before Juice passed. Like, Juice was actually worried about his own mortality. That just hits so different now.
Man, like, so we would have conversations where he was like, yo man, if I ever go, like, take care of Ali and like just make sure things are okay, please. I trust you.
That eerie premonition, it makes everything so much more heartbreaking. His friend recalled being in a casino while on tour when security broke the news.
To where he like shows me this stupid ass TMZ thing where that's like Juice passes away and I'm just like, I dropped everything in my hands.
His reaction shows the pure shock and devastation felt by Juice's inner circle.
I never had this. I've never had an attack like that where I like couldn't breathe. I fell against the wall and I was like hyperventilated. I just couldn't breathe.
At first, he didn't believe it. Who would? But that disbelief turned to straight up devastation, like a nightmare that just wouldn't end.
Everything wears off and I'm like, this is misery. I'm like, I don't even want to live. I'm like, I don't want this. If this is what this is.
And honestly, those raw reactions, those tears, those heartbreaks, they show just how deeply Juice WRLD was loved. He wasn't just a rising star, he was family to the people around him. The moment he passed, fans all over the world were absolutely shattered. Streaming his music, clinging to his lyrics, trying to make sense of the loss. Lucid dreams, it surged again, because in those lyrics, fans found comfort, found connection. His mom, Carmela Wallace, wasn't going to let his death be in vain either. She launched the Live Free 999 Foundation, hoping to help other kids fight the same demons that haunted her son, mental health and addiction. Lennon died on December 8th, the same day Juice WRLD passed. Coincidence or something deeper? But wait, the rumors get darker. One of the most sinister theories, that Juice WRLD was murdered by his own label. Yeah, according to a Reddit post from 2022, the pills he took were supposedly laced, a setup because he was planning to leave his label. Some fans claimed he left clues in his lyrics. Twitter ran wild with theories about NDAs being signed on the plane. Ali Lahi herself allegedly hinted that something felt off. But once again, the facts shut it all down. Oxycodone and codeine were both found in his system. Exactly the drug drugs Juice had openly struggled with. The NDAs, standard procedure in high-profile situations. There's just no hard proof of any foul play. The most likely scenario? A tragic accident, plain and painful. And don't even get us started on that one conspiracy about a private jet flying to the Bahamas after his death. Some internet sleuths claimed the plane used by Juice landed there, hinting he might still be alive. But come on, closer inspection showed it was a different flight, leaving 12 hours later from a different airport. At case closed. So why do these theories keep spreading? Well, it's partly human nature. Fans don't want to believe their hero is gone. It's like we saw with Tupac, with Elvis. When someone so talented, so young dies, our brains look for patterns, meaning, connections. Social media just amplifies those whispers into shouts. But the truth? Juice WRLD died from an accidental overdose. That matches everything from the coroner's report to what he shared in his lyrics. Remember Wishing Well when he rapped, "If it wasn't for these pills, I wouldn't be here, but if I keep taking these pills, I won't be here." That was his pain, his prophecy. He tried to warn us. He really did. The Juice WRLD's journey started in none other than Chicago, Illinois, where he was born December 2, 1998. He grew up in the south suburbs, first in Calumet Park, then in Homewood. His real name, Gerard Higgins. A quiet kid from a single-parent household after his parents split when he was just 3 years old. His mom, Carmela Wallace, raised him and his big brother with a firm hand and religious values. People said the household was strict, conservative, but she did her best. She was devastated when he passed, but instead of hiding the truth, she made the cause of death public as a wake-up call to other families facing the same silent battles.
But one thing I decided early on was I was not going to hide the fact that he died from a drug overdose.
But the real explosion happened in 2018 when the video for All Girls Are the Same dropped, directed by Cole Burnett's Lyrical Lemonade. Viral didn't even begin to describe it. That video blew up Lucid Dreams even more, sending it to 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and eventually earning it a diamond certification. The world obsessed. The labels fighting to sign him. He inked a reported $3 million 0-cents deal with Interscope and Grade A Productions that year. His first full-length album, Goodbye and Good Riddance, dropped in May 2018 and debuted at 4 on the Billboard 200. And the hits just kept coming. Lean With Me, Wasted, Armed and Dangerous, all emotionally raw, genre-blending masterpieces. He didn't stop grinding. In October 2018, he dropped the I Got You Wrld on Drugs mixtape with Future. That project topped the top R&B/hip-hop albums chart. He even appeared on the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse soundtrack with the song Hide. He was everywhere. And his freestyles? Legendary. No pen, no pad. Juice would go on live radio and freestyle for over an hour straight. Raw talent, no filters. By 2019, Juice WRLD wasn't just on top, he was redefining what hip-hop could sound like. His sophomore album, Death Race for Love, debuted at #1. Tracks like Robbery and Hear Me Calling were massive, helping the album rack up over 5.7 billion Spotify streams. He was winning too. Billboard's Top New Artist, BET's Best New Artist. Everyone saw the glow up, but behind closed doors, Juice was slipping deeper and deeper into his struggles.
I didn't treat him like a celebrity. In fact, the first time I saw him perform, it was in Chicago, I forget where. But I saw the crowd and I saw the girls and take a selfie with me, and he was pumped up and he was still living with me at the time. And when he came home, I said, take out the garbage, because I just wanted him to stay humble.
The features got bigger. Travis Scott, BTS's RM and Sugar, Nicki Minaj. He even hit the European stage with Nicki on tour. But as the fame grew, the pressure cracked him further. Word on the street, Juice had thousands of unreleased songs locked in the vault, and iconic tracks like Lucid Dreams. Rumor is he wrote it in just 15 minutes. But the pills, the lean, it wasn't slowing down. His girl Ali Lottie and his inner circle were seriously worried. Everyone saw how the addiction was taking hold, and fast. In interviews, in his lyrics, on stage, Juice WRLD was never shy about his demons. He rapped openly about perks, Xans, lean, the substances killing him slowly. And now, looking back, some of those lyrics feel like foreshadowing. In his 2018 song Legends, dedicated to fallen stars like Lil Peep and XXXTentacion, he dropped that infamous line, "What's the 27 Club?" "We ain't making it past 21. That line hit different after his death because that's exactly what happened. He didn't make it past 21. The pressure of fame, the weight of expectations, the non-stop lifestyle, it all made his mental health worse. And Juice knew it. He spoke out about the stigma surrounding mental health in the Black community. He wanted to push people, especially men, to open up, to talk about their pain, to ask for help. Then came the final chapter, December 8th, 2019. Juice WRLD was flying back to Chicago on a private jet from LA. On board, his crew, his girl, Allie, and apparently some things the feds were very interested in. Authorities were tipped off that Juice's plane was carrying drugs and weapons. As they landed at Midway Airport, cops and federal agents were already there, ready to search. According to multiple reports, Juice panicked. Afraid of getting charged with possession, he allegedly swallowed several Percocet pills to hide them. Seconds later, he started seizing. Things got bad fast. Agents gave him Narcan, the overdose reversal drug, and for a moment, he came back. But then he started to fade again. September 2018, just a year before Juice passed, Mac Miller died, only 26 years old. Cause of death? An accidental overdose involving fentanyl, cocaine, and alcohol. Sound familiar? Mac had been super open about his struggles. He loved music, loved creating, but addiction was a beast he couldn't outrun. His death led to the Mac Miller Circles Fund, which now helps young musicians fighting the same demons. Then there was Lil Peep, one of the OG voices of emo rap. He died in November 2017, just 21 years old from a lethal mix of fentanyl and Xanax. Like Juice, Peep was honest in his music, brutally honest, and his death lit the internet on fire. People were stunned. Lexi Jai, up-and-coming queen from Minneapolis, died January 1st, 2020, at just 21 from a combo of fentanyl and alcohol. Gone too soon. And how about Asap Yams, the founder of the A$AP Mob? He passed away in 2015 at 26, also from an overdose involving multiple substances. Pimp C, legendary UGK rapper, died in 2007 at 33. His cause, a fatal dose of codeine cough syrup, that infamous lean and undiagnosed sleep apnea. Lean strikes again, and it doesn't stop there. Gangsta Boo, fierce and fearless from 3-6 Mafia, died January 1st, 2023 at 43 from a cocktail of fentanyl, cocaine, and alcohol. DMX, a titan in rap, left us in April 2021 at age 50 after a heart attack triggered by cocaine and fentanyl. And who could forget Coolio, the voice behind Gangsta's Paradise? He died September 2022, aged 59, from a tragic mix of fentanyl, heroin, and meth. The common thread? You already know. Fentanyl, codeine, lean, Xanax. They're out here taking lives like silent assassin. Fentanyl, just to put it into perspective, is 50 to 100 times more powerful than morphine. It's sneaky. It's in fake pills, it's in street drugs, and it's killing people fast. And lean, that pretty purple drink glorified in so many tracks, it's deadly. Slows your heart, messes with your brain, especially when mixed with other drugs. It's not a flex, it's a silent killer. Just ask Pimp C. Just ask Juice WRLD. But here's what cuts the deepest. Most of these artists, barely out of their teens. Juice, Pete, Lexi, all gone in their early 20s. Why? What's really behind this horrifying pattern? But his honesty, it sparked a shift. More and more artists, especially from the hip-hop world, started speaking up. No more hiding. No more pretending to be okay. Yes, some labels have started offering wellness programs, therapists, and addiction counseling, but it's reactive, not proactive. The support often comes after something tragic happens, after a wake, after a documentary. And it's not just about access, it's about culture change. Because too many artists are still scared to look soft, to be vulnerable, to say, I need help. Juice WRLD tried, he really did. Even in interviews, he didn't hide the darkness. He talked about his anxiety, his depression, the way the pills made it all stop. Until they did it. The HBO documentary Into the Abyss exposed the full scope of his struggles. Real footage, Juice, backstage, popping pills, drinking lean, not for the cameras, but because it had become his norm. It showed a star spiraling, but still working, still creating, still trying to hold it together. Some collaborators say they saw it happening in real time. People like Asa Bari even warned him. But addiction isn't a switch you can just flip off. It's a monster that wraps around your soul. She's been loud and clear. Juice WRLD didn't die in vain.
It's what he wanted, a legacy of healing, to let people know that you don't have to suffer alone.
Because when you strip away the beats, the bars, the fame, Juice WRLD was a young man, a boy with unreal talent, a big heart and very human struggles, a son, a friend, a legend in the making. Gone before his time, he opened his soul to the world, and in return, the world finally started opening theirs. His story isn't just one of tragedy, it's also one of transformation. If you're out there right now struggling with depression, anxiety, addiction, you are not alone. Please know there are people who care, people who want to listen, who want to help. Resources like the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, 988, and the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, 1-800-600-622-6HELP, exist for you. No shame, no judgment, just help. But now, he is a legend, whether he wanted it or not. And the truth is, he's one of the few who used that stage to be real, to be vulnerable, to be human. We lost him way too soon, but Juice WRLD left behind a legacy louder than any applause. And maybe, just maybe, that legacy will save lives. Thanks for watching. There are many other boxes on the screen with interesting stories.